All right, welcome everybody to this wonderful occasion. My name is Christina Gonzalez and I'm a faculty member here in art history. And it's my great pleasure to introduce to you one of my colleagues. And I haven't seen her in so long, so it's wonderful to see her again because she retired last year. So every time she's on campus, it's extra special for us. Her name is Marcella Sirhandi. Some of you may know her. She received her PhD from the Ohio State University in South Asian art history. She taught art history at the University of Oregon, Kansas City Art Institute, and then Oklahoma State University. Her CV is long and prestigious. These are just highlights. So she's published 4 books on contemporary art in South Asia, one being Lubna Agha, Points of Reference. She published 5 catalogs on Indian and Pakistani artists, more than 100 journal articles on South Asian art. She's one of our heroes here. She had 2 Fulbrights to Pakistan, one grant to India awarded by the American Institute of Indian Studies, and then one grant to Pakistan with the American Institute of Pakistan Studies. She's on a committee of 3 to write an MA program for the National College of Arts in Lahore, Pakistan. And she has some experience putting together MA programs. She spent 2 years teaching art history at National College of Arts. She spent a summer teaching, I cannot pronounce these names, so she'll tell you what she spent a summer teaching in Samarkand? Okay. Yeah. And with Dr. Nancy Wilkinson. She had a book launch for Royal Nepal in Kathmandu in Nepal in 2010. Wonderful show. She just completed a book on Bombay painter Mohan Samant, and she's almost finished with a book on Pakistan miniature painting artist Bashir Ahmad. And she started her memoir, A Journey to Afghanistan, which we're all looking forward to its completion and to reading it. It will be a nice surprise for me, and I know that it's very important to us and to her that part of her intellectual journey has included Oklahoma State University and our department, the art department. So help me welcome back Marcella Sirhandi.
Lubna was born in Karachi, Pakistan. No, you were born in Quetta. I caught my mistake. During the years that she practiced art in Pakistan, Lubna was one of the foremost painters in that country. This was not because she was a woman, a beautiful and elegant one at that, but because she was, and still is, skilled in her art, talented, hardworking, determined, and brave. Okay, let me explain. When Lubna joined the community of artists in Pakistan in the late 1960s, abstraction and non-figuration were the purview of just a few artists whose established reputations rested on realistic portraits and landscapes. Pakistani collectors were reticent to make the leap to non-objective painting, and rightly so, because locally that genre was, for the most part, not very well executed. After a few years, Lubna graduated. After she graduated from art school in Karachi, she spent a year in London, taking a close look at contemporary painting in museums and in a multitude of galleries on a regular basis. She fell in love with abstraction, and soon she began painting with such obsession that within a year, she merited a solo exhibition at Granada Art Gallery in Windsor, UK. When Lubna returned to Pakistan and introduced her new genre in a succession of group and solo exhibitions, she created a media frenzy. She was called upon to discuss, even to defend, the meaning and philosophy of her work. The public was still not ready to appreciate the genre, but collectors and other Pakistani artists recognized her accomplishment and her pioneering spirit. Lubna's paintings and her media interviews contributed to a more comprehensive understanding of art and a greater appreciation of artistic sensibility by educated Pakistanis. I knew about Lubna long before I had the pleasure of meeting her. When I was in Pakistan researching my dissertation on a painter who had died some years earlier, I saw Lubna's paintings in prominent places on the walls of collectors who had invited me to photograph my dissertation artist. When I searched art journals doing my research and magazines in Pakistan, I found numerous articles about Lubna. I was eager to meet her, but that was not to happen for several more years. So let's shift gears again. Now we've got it right. Lubna was born in Quetta, Pakistan. And since her father was a government officer, and I'll let you look for Quetta up there. And since her father was an officer, a government officer, the family moved around the country to Sargodha, see if you can find it, Multan, Lahore, and Landikot. They settled in Karachi. That I will show you because we'll talk about that more often here. In 1961, when she was still not yet a teen, inspired by her mother's creative pursuits, her embroideries, and her lessons in art appreciation, cataloging images of art, clipping from magazines, activities in which the children were also involved, Lubna decided that she wanted to become an artist. 2 years later, though she had not yet finished high school, Lubna became the first student at the newly opened Mina School of Art in Karachi. A short time later, Lubna's sister joined the Mina Art School too. When Lubna graduated, there were 8 students under the instruction of 3 faculty members who were among the Pakistan's elite artistic society. They received an excellent classical art education. Although one of her teachers, Mansoor Rahi, who you can see here, was recognized as an accomplished abstractionist, the school followed a traditional British system, emphasizing the basics. Lubna worked with a range of media, from sculpture to printmaking to charcoal, pencil drawing, watercolor, and oil painting. Under Golimar Bridge was done in situ on one of her many outdoor drawing excursions. Those done at the local bazaars attracted such a large crowd that often whatever she was painting was hidden from view. Another drawing from her student year captures the familiar chai khana, or the tea stall culture of Pakistan. Soon, the art school became accredited and the name was changed to Karachi School of Art. Before she graduated, Lubna won 5 awards in art competitions. Lubna handled watercolor equally well. Her version of the snake charmer was not copied from a travel magazine. Such sights were common all over Pakistan. Lubna's illustration of the poetry of Mirza Ghalib won a gold medal in 1968, the year after you graduated. And this one. Not one to waste time. Lubna had her first solo exhibition in 1967 at the Pakistani-American Cultural Center. And she started teaching at the Central Institute of Art, another art school in Karachi. In 1970, she went to London. She saw some of the best and the newest art in Europe, in the museums there and in the galleries. And then she had a solo exhibition in Windsor, as I previously mentioned. She returned to Karachi a year later, and she prepared to turn the art world inside out. She loved color and dramatic space. Though Lubna never said yes or no, I wrote in my book that I see a lighthouse reflected in the Arabian Sea where it kisses Karachi shore. I still don't know if that's true or not. But you know, art historians get to kind of make up things too. A vertical-horizontal divide dominated the compositional space in a series of oil paintings. Soon enough, a cluster of shapes began to take precedent as the focal point. I'm hiding some of the information. 1971, oil on canvas. Sorry about that. Lubna's paintings sold quickly in solo exhibitions and also in group shows as well. The media was taken by surprise, and there were no trained art historians or art critics in Pakistan at that time. There were no trained art historians to understand what she was doing. They both praised and chided her. Before one of her important solo exhibitions, understanding this condition, Lubna wrote a carefully phrased statement in the brochure. She invited the viewers to approach modern painting as a new experience. She assured them that it was all right to enjoy the art without any specialized study. She cautioned that negative attitudes about abstract art in Pakistan would interfere with the pleasure of seeing something beautiful. They should not feel any need to find symbolic meaning in her work. It just existed in its own right. Journalists who covered cultural events in magazines and newspapers, though not educated in art, were called art critics. And they took the label very seriously. They thought it was their duty to be critical, and so they often were. One journalist wrote that since Lubna had such talent as a draftsman and a realistic painter, how could she take this short and abrupt jump into the abstract? He felt that she was ignoring her natural gift for realism to take up abstraction, like so many artists who paint like that because they can't draw. Lubna's response, comprising poise, patience, and eloquence, both physical and verbal, contributed dramatically to a public appreciation of modern art and what it takes to be an artist. You might say that Lubna was becoming Pakistan's poster child for art. In 1971, life was pretty good for Lubna, but the general mood in Pakistan was glum. With Indian independence from England in 1947, Muslims could choose a home in West Pakistan or in East Pakistan. West Pakistan, East Pakistan. Each of which had been carved out of the once larger subcontinent. India lay between the two. In 1971, East Pakistan declared its own independence and took the name of Bangladesh.